Kathy Morrison, your certified life coach for the soul. And I emphasize certified because I want my audience to know that I have done the work, I have put in the work, I have put in the time it takes to gain more knowledge of the skill of life coaching. But genuinely, I am a life coach. I've been one my whole life. I just didn't know that there was really a word or a name for it. I have a passion for encouraging and cheering others on to whatever victory they are seeking in their life. My main targeted audience are people with deeply hurt emotions, or someone, ladies, women, men, anyone who has experienced some type of emotional hurt that they would like to reach a point of emotional wholeness, wellness, healing. Uh, that is really what I believe my calling is. That is my passion, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy having you join me as I discuss emotional topics uh, that I believe that I believe people are really in need of hearing or learning about or receiving help in achieving emotional wholeness and emotional wellness. So, today I am continuing my series, the ABCs of emotions, and we are exploring emotions from A to Z. And today I am discussing the topic of trust. That is a very significant, I guess, emotion because it hurts when we uh, are unfortunately experiencing losing the trust that we have in someone in our lives, someone of importance, or someone that we value, their relationship with, whether it be, in marriage, friendship, co-workers. We just tend to be people that look for the best in others. And I've always been someone who would give everyone the benefit of the doubt, until they proved otherwise. I try not to be, mistrusting up front when I meet anyone, or uh, I try to look for the good in everyone. And I believe that if we look hard enough, we'll find it. But when it comes to trust, that's an emotion that's very dear to our heart because no one likes to be, deceived or uh, hurt or just done wrong by someone who has been, who we thought was true to us and they, ended up being deceptive or dishonest in some way. But let's start by just, I guess, going over a definition of what trust is, just a general definition, basically. And trust is defined as a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. And like I said, trust is very important. It's the foundation of any relationship. That's what most relationships, whether it be a friend, a foe, or even a relative, is built on trust. You want to be able to believe and feel and relax in that relationship, knowing that you do not have to worry about this person, deceiving you. But of course, sometimes it happens, and we do get hurt, we do get misled or deceived or basically lied to, and we have to, come face to face with that head on, regardless of who the person was that basically lost our trust by their actions in some way. Uh, Building trusts, I'm going to focus on the relationship part of trust. I know that it is, like I said, the foundation of any relationship, but trust is imperative, it's important. I don't believe that any relationship or friendship can survive without it. Because at that point, if you lose trust or someone does something to cause you to lose trust, it's going to be very difficult to regain someone's trust. It is possible, but it would definitely take some time, and it would definitely take um, a lot of work, a lot of convincing, a lot of proven actions. Your actions will definitely have to speak, louder than your words if you have done something to cause someone to lose their trust in you, especially a spouse in a marriage relationship, or a significant other in a dating relationship, or a best friend, someone very close to you that you may have confided in over the years, a lifetime, or someone that you totally believed that you could trust, with your deepest secrets or your heart's concerns. You were comfortable sharing with that person because you felt that you could trust them, and perhaps that trust was lost after a certain, like I said, situation or incident that may have occurred in that relationship. Building trust is fundamental to having a successful relationship, because trust goes hand in hand, with honesty, open communication, transparency, respect. Those things are what makes up for, a healthy relationship, one that you can be free in, free to share your deepest thoughts, your deepest concerns. Trust is basically being able to be transparent, to be all you, everything that you are, no secrets, nothing hidden, that you would, want to be able to share, with that person. You want to be comfortable doing that, and that's what trust is all about. That's what trust builds on, being free and genuine and authentic, without having to hide, any part of who you are, including, your past, if you think there's something that will benefit the relationship by sharing. There are several ways to build trust. Say what you mean, be upfront, be genuine about it when you do have the communication, which I say it should be open communication at all times. Um, you can gradually be vulnerable to where you relax and just feel comfortable being you, but anytime that there's trust, you're basically relaxing in the relationship. You're not tense or concerned or uptight. When you trust someone, you feel more free to be yourself. You just feel free to do that. The role of respect, like I said, is very important in an aspect of being trustful and trustworthy. The respect has to be there. You just don't automatically assume someone is untrustworthy. But if they are, then that respect is just, it should really just be part of that equation. It should come naturally. That does help. And, like I said, you give them the benefit of the doubt until they prove otherwise, and hopefully they won't, prove otherwise. You express yourself. Like I said, keep the communication open. Keep it free, without judgment, or without, judging them one way or the other, until, they prove you right or they prove you wrong. Either way, the truth will come out eventually. You're taking a risk when you meet someone, or when you date someone, or even when you marry someone. We would like to know everything we could up front or in advance before we become, deeply in love with that person, or we deeply care for them. We would like to know as much as possible, but I think it takes a lifetime to get to know everything about someone, because we as individuals are constantly growing each day, each year. I mean, we are not necessarily changing constantly, but we're definitely growing. And, the more comfortable you become with someone, that's when you sort of relax and begin to share or open your heart, or be completely free, to have awkward and uncomfortable discussions, or awkward or uncomfortable conversations. but it comes with being comfortable with that person and getting to know them and being able to be yourself and giving them the freedom and allowing them to be themselves, as true to themselves and as true to yourself, as possible. So you're both taking a risk. Be willing to give as well as receive. I try not to ask anything of anyone that I'm not willing, to give to them or to give of myself. I don't like what I consider uneven friendships or uneven, relationships. If I'm going to give all and put all in it, of course, I want the same. And so would you. You don't want to have a one sided or uneven type of friendship where you are the one always being open and sharing your heart, and that person is still uptight or not quite comfortable, with sharing with you on that same level. And if you're like me, I'm just transparent automatically. I can't be fake. I can't be, a person that comes across as, just introverted. I'm very outspoken. I'm very outgoing. But I don't expect everyone to be like me. But I do admire and respect and I welcome, authentic and transparency friendships, in marriage, in relationships, in family friendships. It's like I want to have that same capacity to trust someone because I make sure that they know they can, trust me. And that's what you want to have. You want to have genuine and just comfortable trust between the both of you so that no one is holding back, no one is being deceptive, and no one is being secretive. Um, and what do you do when that trust has been broken? When that person, that spouse, that significant other has done something to hurt you, to break that trust, or to cause you to find out they weren't exactly who they said they were, or they weren't living up to the mutual trust that you wanted and should have. Uh, I know we're all human, and I know that there has been times when I've spoken to people who have been hurt, by a loved one, by a spouse, by someone that they trusted, someone that they, poured their heart out to or gave their heart to. And that's why it's important to guard your heart in every situation, in every relationship. Not to the degree that you harden your heart and you don't let anyone in. It's not like that. I believe that when I speak of guarding your heart, I'm referring to, taking things slowly and, just being aware of that person's behavior day in and day out. And at some point, if you've known them long enough, you can practically tell when someone is not being honest or not being open or not giving you the whole truth or the whole story. So, be aware of that, but don't let it cause you to miss out on what I would consider a possible, long-term relationship. But if it has happened, if someone has hurt you and you've lost, a reasonable amount of trust that you had, or maybe you've done something that caused someone to no longer trust you in the way they had hoped to or in the way that they did initially, how do you get that back? Because it can cause post-traumatic stress. I mean, a wound is a wound no matter how it was done, you're still hurt by that. So I guess there's many ways to do that. Sometimes a lack of trust can be caused by, previous experiences in their life. It can be caused by, just post-traumatic stress, like I said, whether they were abused in the past, cheated on in the past, suffered from some type of family, situation, or perhaps a parent walked out of their life and it caused them to have abandonment issues. So it's very hard to trust, going forward after that type of experience has hurt you, to that degree. So there are, things you can do and things to consider to try and restore trust, if at all possible, if that person who you've hurt is willing to give you that opportunity. And one of the ways you can do that is you try to rebuild that trust. But, check with yourself, do some soul searching and just kind of explore and ask yourself, why did I do that? What was I thinking? What was I doing? What was going on with me, during that time? Why did I have that moment of weakness or curiosity or chance? Whatever it was that caused you to take that risk uh, of hurting someone who cared about you or someone that you cared about. You have to explore that and dig deep so that you can try to at least answer the question if it's imposed, or explain it to someone if they want to know, just why. You can't just expect it to be acceptable to say, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. But like I said, if you don't know, then you have to and should do some soul searching. And it may be a matter of repenting and apologizing, confessing, just being honest going forward will definitely help. Help restore that trust if that person is willing to allow you to do that. You must be sincere when you apologize, if you apologize, which I hope that an apology is included in some type of resolution, and hopefully reconciliation if that person is willing to put their heart on the line, again, or to risk the opportunity to remain with you or not. And give that person time to heal. I mean, sometimes the offense could be shorter than it takes for that person to heal from that hurt or from that disappointment. It's not going to happen overnight, and I believe that that may just be part of the territory that comes with it. That person is going to take some time to rebuild that trust. It's going to take time for that person to heal, and it's going to take a lot of patience on both ends. The offender is going to need patience. The offended is going to need patience just to get through the point where they can't even talk about it, about the hurt, about the disappointment, but give them room to express that and to explain how they are trying to get through it, how they're trying to forgive, and how they're trying to process it. And hopefully it will come, but do not feel discouraged if it takes longer than you probably hoped it would. But that's just something that is going to be case by case, person by person. No situation will be the same when it comes to that type of hurt or disappointment or heartache. It just takes time. Let their needs guide you. I mean, be there for them. If they want to cry, if they want to, just express to you their anger, their disappointment, how hurt they are. Be there for them to help them get through it. Hopefully, the forgiveness will come, but give it time and be patient with one another. Give one another the grace necessary to stand on and rebuild on, to rebuild that foundation, to restore what's lost, in the relationship. And just commit to being clear, commit to being transparent, honest, authentic. I don't believe that anyone wants someone to pay for it the rest of their lives, and you don't want to stay in that mode where you blame everybody for everything because you've been hurt before. But you're going to have to move on to a new day, and just consider being graceful and giving that person as much grace as you would want, or that you may need at some point in the relationship or at some time in your life. So be willing to forgive. And even if you decide not to remain with that person, or you don't want to reconcile the relationship, And forgiveness is forgiveness. It's for you. It helps you to be free so that you do not become bitter or angry and miserable, the rest of your life. If you are still willing to be in a relationship, then give them the grace to proceed with that. And going forward, you continue to grow and just give the amount of grace necessary for each day so that you can take it one day at a time. And at the end, I do hope and pray that forgiveness will be something that we all practice with one another, patience, grace, so that we can have an account to where we have some grace stored up for one another, because you're definitely going to need it in this life. People err from what's right, and often they are very sorry for it and remorseful. And when they are, give them that grace. And I pray that they are sincere in wanting to restore the relationship, to restore the trust, the foundation, and the unconditional love. I think that is the key to any loss of trust, is forgiveness and being, remorseful, but also being forgiving and willing to reconcile if possible. So thank you today for listening. I do hope that your emotions are becoming whole each time that I discuss a topic or an emotion that you may have experienced. And that is my hope for all of you. So thank you for joining me today with this episode. I look forward to our next time together, whether you are listening to my podcast or just viewing and following me on Instagram. I hope that my quotes and short coach conversations give you encouragement to keep doing what you can to become and remain emotionally whole. Thank you again. God bless.